Yeah, I gotta come on. I gotta look. I just wrestled with the man too. Yeah, he's big too. He's bigger than I thought he was. He done got big over the years, boy. So he big, he's strong, and he's gonna outwork him. So he's got the right mindset going into this. He's preparing right. I just don't see Bisping. I mean, yeah, Bisping will be able to scramble off the bottom a couple times. Who knows? Maybe George will get more tired now that he's been out for so long. But when you look at the skills, I'm saying that George blows him out the water.
I got to go with Bisping. I think he's been active, and he's got good takedown defense. He's got underrated takedown defense. So, I think he's going to be able to stuff a lot more of GSP's takedowns than a lot of people think. So, I think Bisping gets the nod there.
Michael Bisping knockout. He's too small for Bisping. And Bisping, I don't like Bisping at all, but he's got good defensive wrestling. Really good defensive wrestling.
Oh, shit. Bisping know how to win. Regardless, you can't say anything about that guy, but he knows how to win, and he knows how to push the pace. And, that's what George St-Pierre was known for, is pushing the pace. And, it's going to be interesting because typically George fights at 85. At 70. This time around, he's fighting at 85. Bisping is going to be the bigger man. If George do anything, if his wrestling is, still on point like he used to, he want to take him down. But, Bisping is a guy who's hard to keep down. And he's active, and it should be an interesting fight. It is a good fight for both of them. But the fight still should be interesting, though. With that one, George has been out for the past, 4 or 5 years? So I think I'm going to go with the guy that's been in the game a little long, not a little longer, but just more active. I think I'm going to have to go with Bisping on that one.
Got to go with Bisping. I think he's going to TKO George St-Pierre.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. I don't think GSP is going to be rusty, so I'm gonna go with GSP. I've always been a fan. Super athletic. Yeah, I think GSP will take that one.
That's a tough one because, George, my guy, used to train up there at TriStar with him and everything. But how could you bet against Bisping right now? He's on a roll. Like he finds a way to win. So I think I'm gonna have to go with Bisping, man. I think Bisping's gonna take it.
Yeah, George never stops training. I was in Montreal. You see this guy in the room. He's not, and he doesn't he's there. I don't think Bisping knows what's coming. This guy's like an alien. There's no, this guy. I don't know if you can put a guy in front of this guy that he can't blast double, or find some way to get this to his beautiful jab and all that stuff that made George St-Pierre hasn't gone away. It hasn't just, everyone's like, oh, we'll just deal with this jab, we'll just deal with this double leg or this snap down to double leg or crack down to double leg. And everything else would be great. It's like, what does everyone think George has been doing for the past while since he's been gone? You know what I mean? He's got world champions in every sport in all the time. He's got his own private room that he brings it to. This guy is like a superhero. You know what I mean? Kind of, and especially to us Canadian fighters, everyone looks up to George so much, and it's definitely warranted admiration because he didn't just pave the way, but then stepped back on his own terms and is now re-entering on his own terms as a reinvented version.
GSP is one of those guys that he comes in and he actually just knows how to break down guys no matter what their style is. Bisping's going to be the bigger guy, but I think GSP is going to come back strong. He put on some size. I think he's going to show that he's still there. He's still one of the best in the world. He's probably going to tactically beat Bisping with some strikes to takedowns. I think he could overwhelm him with that game plan where he's just striking, taking him down, holding him down a little bit, ground and pound. Bisping is really good at getting up and getting back to his feet, but I think GSP will be able to do that throughout the whole fight.
You want to root for the Canadian flag on that one, but I just think, long layoff, who knows what he was doing. There's a lot of unknowns there. Bisping's a big guy, well-conditioned, so I'll probably go with Bisping.
I'm interested to see what his game plan is against Bisping. I know Bisping's, coming off of an injury, so I'm wondering how, both fighters are going to go into this fight and how they're going to take it. I can foresee Bisping making it an exciting fight, but I'm not sure about George St-Pierre if he's just going to play it safe. So hopefully they both make it a rather interesting fight, because that's what all the fans have been waiting for.
Like against Bisping, I think he might be able to. Tyron Woodley, I'd say it's probably a different story, but who knows really? Like, he's been out of the game for so long that, some people you get better with a break and some people you don't. So it totally depends. A lot of the people that were the champs when he was the champ are not fighting anymore. So it's, it's hard to say what GSP will come back as, so I guess we'll see.
Ooh, depends what George St-Pierre comes in. I mean, I'm definitely rooting for George St-Pierre. I think it'll probably be a decision because Bisping is super durable. I've always watched his fights; he's always durable. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely nails, and stuff like that. But I think everyone's gonna probably be rooting for rooting for St-Pierre. Bisping's kind of the villain, but it's what it is. It'll definitely be awesome to see St-Pierre back in the cage, especially for the help.
I say GSP can pull it off. It's been a few years, he's been out for a while, and Michael Bisping, a lot of people doubt him, but he comes out on top. Like, he shows the heart of a champion. So I wouldn't say for sure either one's gonna win, but I'll be cheering for GSP.
Bisping takes him apart for 5 rounds, batters him. You can't step away from this sport and then come right back into it and jump onto the highest level of competition. It would be very impressive if GSP was able to come back and get that win. But I think Michael Bisping's been the best middleweight in the world for the last 10 years. If we were talking about a clean sport, and I don't think George St-Pierre has the size, and I don't think he has the style for Bisping. He could come in. Bisping's a great counter wrestler too. So I think GSP's a great wrestler, has great timing with his double leg. But he's been away from the sport for how long now? That's a tough out. Moving up a weight class, taking on a cardio machine. Michael Bisping's a warrior. I think Bisping gets it.
I think Bisping. I do, man. He's really big. And GSP's been out a long time. I think the GSP beats a lot of people by. I think GSP's conditioning beats a lot of people for sure. And I don't think he's gonna out condition Michael Bisping. I just don't. Bisping's really busy. His intensity's super high. And Bisping's a lot better wrestler than people give him credit for. And I think that's where George really beats people, is in the ability to keep people guessing. When they're striking, he's wrestling. When they're wrestling, he's striking. And I think Bisping does a good job of mixing it up as well. So just to hold it down for the middleweights, I hope Bisping.
Michael Bisping wins, 100%. I love GSP, and he's a legend in the sport, and I just think he should have stayed away. The game has evolved since he fought. Every single year guys get better, better everywhere, and Michael Bisping has been on an absolute tear. So it's hard to stop a guy with that much momentum, especially off the layoff that he's come off of. It's gonna be tough.
Obviously, Bisping has been the busier of the two. Of course, he's been out for a while. It's been a while since you've seen him out there, but between the both of them, he has been busier. He is a bigger opponent, but man, George St-Pierre is very crafty, very smart, very intelligent, very powerful 170, and he can walk around at a heavier weight. You know what I mean? He can do that. I mean, he was struggling to keep the weight down to 170. So, man, that's a hard one. Because they're very similar. They're very similar fighters. They both I think George has crisper striking than Bisping does. I think Bisping leaves himself open a little too much when it comes to his striking, but he's a grinder, man. He makes it an ugly fight, and he's very good at that. And the last person who did that to George, it made George look, not so good, which was Johnny Hendricks. Made it a very ugly fight. He ended up winning, but man, if Bisping goes out there and does that, I think he may have an edge. But I think Bisping's also going to go out there. He's going to want to knock George out. You know, this is a 170 guy going up to his division. He's going to want to make a statement. But if he wants to stand there and bang with George is a phenomenal striker, man. And he's able to put his techniques, his takedowns together very well. So, man, I think George is going to win this one, man. This is my heart, and obviously, like you said, I'm very biased. He's also a buddy of mine, so I'd like to see him get out there and get a win.